Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Lauren and I make videos on here based on my experiences with being diagnosed on the autism spectrum. I was diagnosed on the autism spectrum when it was poorly understood back in 1987. And at that time I was given a diagnosis of pervasive developmental disorder. And then later, when Asperger's syndrome was introduced into criteria, I was given that diagnosis. And today all of that is just considered autism spectrum disorder, labeled as 1 through 3, based on the severity of the symptoms, with level 1 being the least severe and level 3 being the most severe. And the topic of today's video is justice versus fairness when you're dealing with autism. I've dealt with a lot of this. Growing up, I was in therapy, and in therapy, one of the things that they taught us was basic social skills and the importance of being socially appropriate, as well as learning to control your feelings. And growing up in the 80s, I was taught that you have to treat other people with fairness. And also, that was very important in my Christian upbringing when I was a kid. I was raised in church, and all of those values were emphasized. But however, I feel like it's important to understand how the autistic mind works. And I believe it's okay to be yourself and to put yourself first at all times. As Christians, we're called to put others first, but I'm a firm believer that you should put yourself first in order to be kind to others. Now, what I have discovered with all this justice versus fairness thing, that autistic people may be considered rude in the way of social appropriateness for a situation, but on the flip side, many of them exercise justice over fairness. Justice means doing what you know is right and standing up for it regardless of what others think. Being fair means treating others the way that they treat you, and being obligated to treat others with kindness if they treat you with kindness. This is good, but I'm just trying to get people to understand how the autistic mind works, and that I value justice as a good thing, because an autistic person that practices justice is probably going to be more likely to do something good for humanity in addition to just being socially nice. Whereas someone who is just socially nice may just be socially nice and not actually go out of their way to do something for humanity. I am a strong believer that yes, you should treat others with respect, but it's okay for autistics to be truly honest when they talk. Most autistics are bluntly honest, meaning we tell the truth exactly like it is. And as in the way of being socially appropriate, it's considered wrong to tell the complete truth because you're supposed to be nice, and out of worry about how others may feel, you shouldn't say the cold hard truth, even if it's true. Then on the flip side, it's wrong to tell a lie. And the Bible speaks against any form of dishonesty, because I've read the Bible multiple times. Being blunt is seen as being rude, but the way I look at it, if the person that the autistic person is talking to knows the truth, and that what the autistic person is talking about is true, it may hurt for the minute, but that hurt won't last because they know that the autistic person is telling the truth. Autistics are forced to treat others with kindness if they were treated well. I was taught this growing up. Always, my mom told me that if someone ever did anything kind for me, that I should do more than just give them a simple thank you and a compliment and a high five, or that I need to like buy them a little gift or physically do something back for them. If you're able to do that, that's a good thing. But if you choose not to, that's okay. So you should just say a simple thank you and give them a compliment and maybe a high five or a hug. Now, stuff like this always stressed me out. As for playing fair, I would strongly suggest to not react out of anger over your child or loved one's meltdowns, because it will make things worse. Do your best to forgive meltdowns, because it's really hard to predict a meltdown and control them. At least it was for me most of the time. The only thing that I could predict about a meltdown was keeping track of my menstrual cycles. Do your best to be kind to autistics, but remember, what's on the inside is most important. In conclusion, I'm not trying to say that it's okay for autistics to be rude in any way. It's not. But you need to do your best to be kind, and then don't worry about anything else. You did your part.